Gerald was also stunned. Thompson's villa is the most valuable property in the hands of the entire White family. This house is owned by Solomon, the current owner of the White family and the uncle of Gerald. Solomon, Fred White's father, is currently the head of the White family, while Gerald's father is only the second in command. This villa, let alone Gerald, even Gerald's dad is greedy, but there is no way, their family simply can't afford such an expensive villa. Hearing that the uncle even gave this villa to Charlie, Gerald was also extremely shocked and uncomfortable, and immediately said to Wendy, "Wait a moment, I will ask my uncle." Wendy hung up the phone, gritted her teeth and looked at Charlie, and questioned, "Charlie, what can you do to trick this villa from Uncle?" Charlie said lightly, "Mr. Solomon chased me to give away this villa to me." "You nonsense!" Wendy blurted out suddenly, "You have nothing to do with the White family. How could Uncle White give you such an expensive house for no reason? You must have used some shameful means." At this time, Gerald called Wendy and said, "Wendy, my uncle seemed to be busy, so he just hung up my phone after saying a word." Charlie sneered, and directly took out the phone to turn on the speakerphone and dialed Solomon's number. With a beep, the phone was connected instantly. Wendy was stunned on the spot. "Mr. Wade." Solomon's voice was full of flattery. "Mr. Wade should have visited the villa at Thompson? I wonder if Mr. Wade is satisfied?" Charlie said directly, "I saw the villa, and it's not bad overall, it is interesting." Solomon hurriedly said, "Mr. Wade, you like it?" Charlie said calmly, "I just called to tell you that I'm quite satisfied with the villa. If you have any needs, please tell me at any time, and I will try my best to solve it." Try to make Mr. Wade satisfied. The crowd around was silent and in shock. Unexpectedly, this villa was actually given to Charlie by Solomon. Why? Unexpectedly, Solomon, who had to be respectful even after meeting his fiancée, would kneel and lick Charlie's rubbish like a dog. This made Wendy feel hot on her face, and she couldn't help her face. She finally couldn't help but asked aloud to Charlie's cell phone, "Uncle White, I am Gerald's fiancée Wendy. You will never give the villa to Charlie for no reason." "What is the reason?" "Huh, what are you? You deserve to ask about my personal affairs?" Solomon said coldly. Wendy's face was hot. Charlie said lightly, "Solomon, you should explain to them, otherwise, they will think I lied to you." "Okay." Solomon said immediately, "Since Mr. Charlie has said it, let me explain to the public that I owe Mr. Charlie a great favor, so I gifted this villa. I would like to thank the clowns if they do dare to doubt Mr. Charlie. I will definitely not let it go." Wendy was aggrieved for a while. How could she have been scolded so severely? Her face flushed, and she almost cried aggrieved. Seeing that Wendy was so aggrieved and crying, Noah Wilson's face couldn't get through, and he coughed to please and said, "Ms. White, Wendy is still a child. She is also curious and has no other meaning." Solomon ignored him and said respectfully, "Mr. Charlie, do you need me to explain anything?" "That's it." Charlie nodded. "Then I won't bother Mr. Charlie, please call me whenever you have to." Charlie let out a and hung up the phone. "Charlie, is this really the villa the White family gave you?" Jacob reacted and opened his mouth in surprise. "Dad, yes." Charlie smiled. "This you," Jacob stammered, feeling like he was dreaming. Claire hurriedly supported him. "Dad, go sit over there and take some rest. Now that Mr. White explained the situation, everyone knows about the villa." Charlie got it right. Claire emphasized the words, "just gain," specifically speaking to a group of relatives in the Wilson family. Horiah clutched her heart in disbelief, and muttered, "This White family is really a big deal. If they want to give a mansion of hundreds of millions, why not give it to us?" Not only she couldn't figure it out, others also found it incredible, and even Harold was jealous. They can't afford such a mansion for 10 lifetimes. But why did the pie that fell from the sky hit Charlie, a wasteful body? What kind of luck is this? Noah's face was pale. It didn't matter that he was ignored by Solomon, but he felt that this villa should be his daughter's property in the future, and it was in Charlie's hands in a blink of an eye, making him totally unacceptable. He looked at his crying daughter and then at Charlie, feeling even more sullen in his heart. He hadn't looked down on Jacob for a long time, but now he was crushed by a door-in-law. What a shame. Noah said sternly, "Charlie, tell everyone, what kind of favor does Mr. White owe you? You are not going to help Mr. White under the banner of the Wilson family?" Charlie said lightly, "This is my personal business, so please tell me." He turned around and said to Libbo, "It's getting late, let's see off the guests." Noah Wilson claims to be an elder, but in his eyes, he's not even a *T. Uncle Libbo nodded respectfully and said to the crowd, "I'm sorry, I will send everyone to the door." Noah touched a gray nose, with anger, and walked out with a calm face. Wendy stared at Charlie bitterly and resentfully, and then walked out. The family almost broke down in their hearts. How can they not be so high? How they used to look at the live-in son-in-law. Now unexpectedly he hit the big luck.